Butch Stearns and Kerry Byrne, Cold Hard Football Facts on Football Nation. Which quarterback, Kerry, had the best start to the 2012 NFL season, and what will it mean for the rest of the year? Now, I would argue it's between RG3, Romo, Peyton Manning, Flacco, maybe even Mark Sanchez.
A lot of big names to choose from, and a lot of guys, getting a lot of love. RG3, most notably. Peyton Manning with that command performance, right, against the Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday night. But I don't think enough people are talking about Matt Ryan, Butch. If you look at what he did, dropped 40 on a pretty good Kansas City defense. The number one leader right now in what we call real quarterback rating. He had a phenomenal game and not getting enough attention. And right now, in the early running for MVP.
So it's not a huge surprise. Matt Ryan is an established quarterback, has not had that up and down stuff like Sam Bradford and others. But this was a road game, and he went there. And when you look at your numbers, they're overly impressive for week one.
They're overly impressive. I mean, let's run down right now. First of all, Atlanta, number 3 in our quality stats power rankings, and what that measures, Butch, is how you perform across the board in all our indicators. So it wasn't just offense. Matt Ryan, the only quarterback with 4 touchdowns in week 1. He threw for 3, ran for 1. RG3, Peyton Manning, those guys all had 2 touchdowns. So that's you put up 4, you score 4 touchdowns. That's a good day. Number 1, like I mentioned earlier, in real quarterback rating, which measures all aspects of quarterbacking play, ahead of RG3. I think that's a great number. Really a great performance, and like I said, not enough people talking about the way he commanded that game and how well he played. And more importantly, after a terrible playoff game last year against the Giants, when that Atlanta offense was blanked and just looked like they had fixed all the bugs that they showed in that playoff game, and connected, by the way, with Julio Jones 6 times for 2 touchdowns.
Let's go to the second part of my question in this icy issue on Cold Hard Football Facts. What does this great start mean, and what will it mean going forward? We all know that how you start doesn't necessarily mean how you finish. You just brought up the playoff last year. But when you look at the schedule for Matt Ryan and the Falcons, and again, we always say this, quarterbacks aren't Ali Frazier. They don't play against each other. But he's facing Joe Frazier every single week going forward.
He absolutely is. It's a great metaphor. And we looked up after, the Atlanta schedule going forward, and it's Ali Frazier week after week after week. It's amazing the gauntlet of quarterbacks he has to face. Oh, by the way, facing Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos on Monday Night Football, which is going to be a great game. Then after that, let's look at some of these names.
Phillip Rivers, Cam Newton, RG3, Michael Vick, Tony Romo, Drew Brees.
And then he faces Drew Brees a second time and closes the season against Matt Stafford and Eli Manning. If he can outgun consistently these guys over and over, you are talking about an MVP caliber season. He has a great chance to prove himself this year, and I think a lot of people think he still has a lot to prove.
I do too, and I think him with that schedule against those quarterbacks might just be the thing that gets Atlanta over the hump, because he'll be battle-tested if he's still standing by December.
Well, like you said, it's not a true metaphor, right? Because he is not punching those other quarterbacks. But seriously, if you can outgun those guys week after week, he'll have a lot to be proud of, and Falcons fans will have a good reason to think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
This is Cold Hard Football Facts, talking about Matt Ryan and the numbers behind it on Football Nation.